it's Alicia here from We to 3, back with another bump date. Today I turned 5 weeks into my pregnancy and I am just so excited to share all the details of it with you guys. You guys know this has been a long time coming, so even though it's only been a week since I last did a bump date, like things are just still changing so much. It's so early still. Before I get started though, I want to say a great big huge thank you to you all for like your beautiful comments and such sweet responses to our reveal and my other bump date from last week. You all are beautiful, beautiful, adorable people and I love you. And I wanted to tell you that at the beginning in case I forgot, because pregnancy brain is real and it's already starting. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. So I'm gonna jump right in. Last week when I filmed, it was actually 2 days before I turned 4 weeks. So I was filming on Tuesday, and Tuesday of last week is when I got my first HCG blood draw done, and the results came back on Thursday when we posted our videos for like our reveal and all of that. And so I didn't have time to add it to my 4-week bump date, but my first HCG blood level drawn was at 12 days past ovulation and it was 43. So if you know anything about HCG numbers, 43 is perfectly fine for 12 days past ovulation. Some people have really, really high HCG numbers. Some people have lower end ones. Some people are in the middle. The important thing with HCG is not the initial amount of where it's at, it's that it doubles every 48 to 72 hours. So with that in mind, I went back on Friday. So Tuesday, 12 DPO, first draw, Friday, 15 DPO, second draw, and I got those results back this last Sunday. And I'll just say, before I tell you the number, that it was actually pretty discouraging because by 72 hours we would have hoped to see a little bit more of an increase than just doubling. You would want to see like doubling and change a little bit, you know what I mean? And when we got the results back on Sunday, my numbers had gone from 43 and then 72 hours later had gone to 87. So it just barely met the criteria it needed to. It just barely doubled and just barely in the time period it was supposed to. And I'm just gonna say that I freaked out. I had a super hardcore freak out on Sunday, especially because we came home from church and I had gotten the results like right before we went into church. Got home from church and then decided to take another clear blue weeks estimator test to see if it had moved to being at 2 to 3 weeks instead of 1 to 2. And that dang test came back not pregnant and I about had a heart attack. I was really upset, especially because when you've gone through a loss before, you never want to see those words after you've already seen the pregnant words, especially in that time frame. Oh, it was awful. And so I took another one. I took the first response because I didn't have any more clear blue digitals, and the first response was blaringly positive right away. So I knew then that it was just a fluke, that my HCG was probably not falling and that it was just the clear blue. And the first response made me feel way better, but it still just was like looming over me. And with my HCG not going up as strongly as I had hoped it would, Sunday was a dark day. So Monday, I needed to get on the progesterone supplements that I had been planning to get on. She wanted to wait until after I had my blood drawn, and since I at least doubled, I was able to go on it. And she wasn't gonna do a third HCG pull, but by Monday morning I was just like, please, let's just do one more because I'll feel a lot better, or I'll be able to prepare myself a lot better if it's not good news. And so we did a third pull just this last Monday, which was 18 DPO. And I don't think prayed so hard in my life. I cannot think of a time I've prayed harder than this. All day Monday, waiting for the results, and then Tuesday when we finally got them, my number went from 87 the last Friday, and then to Monday, it jumped to 348. It quadrupled, thank the Lord. That was the worst like moment so far of my pregnancy, like just waiting for that number to come back. But it came back really strong, and that was before I even got on the progesterone. But my doctor did continue, she was like, continue with the progesterone, we definitely want you on it for all of your first trimester. So I am on Prometrium progesterone suppositories, and they are 200 milligrams, and you do one a night. I am continuing to do that. I do think that it did have something to do with my last miscarriage, my progesterone numbers. We haven't checked them, and I doubt that we will unless my midwives want to check them next week. But either way, the progesterone doesn't hurt anything. It may help, it may not. The research hasn't been, I don't think, done enough to understand. But anyway, progesterone. I'm on it. Symptoms for this week. This week has been really up and down with symptoms. They come and go. Sometimes I'll get worried because I'm not feeling something, and then all of a sudden I'll feel it really strong, and then I won't worry so much anymore. The main ones that I've had have been digestive problems, either too quick or too slow. It's just been a mess. Crazy amounts of bloating, hot flashes. I'm having really bad hot flashes as well. I've had fatigue. I've been getting tired at like 7 p.m. and getting into bed because I'm just exhausted. Breast tenderness. Sometimes it's just like, you know, when you're trying to sleep and you can't get comfortable because it's just, everything is sore. I've had waves of nausea. I wouldn't say it's been very bad yet. I'm hoping that it still will pick up quite a bit because I'll feel better if my morning sickness is really bad versus if it's non-existent. I've also had an increased appetite, and if you can't tell, shortness of breath still. It's really hard for me to talk quickly or do anything rapidly because I just start trying to catch my breath and feel like I just can't quite get there. This week, the baby is grown to the size of a peppercorn or an apple seed, and it's just now starting to develop some of the things that will later on turn into like its brainstem and its heart muscle and all of its like major body organs and its skin. Pretty much every day when like something updates in one of my baby apps, it's just like something that will eventually lead to a really important piece of it. So I've been really trying to stay hydrated, and I'm not eating super great, but I'm trying to like do my best because I know right now is super important and critical in like baby's development. So the other things I wanted to update you guys on, I knew that last week when we talked about it, I was going to start kind of looking into what I was going to start reading for this pregnancy and like books I wanted to check out, and I have some right now that I had last pregnancy that I never really got a chance to read all the way through, or in some cases read it all, and here are the ones that I have right now on my reading list, and there are more that I don't have. The first one is this Pregnancy, Childbirth, and the Newborn. I think we just got it last time. I can't remember if someone gave it to us or we just had it. I also have What to Expect When You're Expecting. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this book, but it's like a pregnancy rule. Like, it's just part of the experience. It's not necessarily, I think, the best information. It's probably not the worst information, but I think it's just kind of like, it's fun, and it's, like I said, it's kind of like a rule. This Fearless Pregnancy one, I remember reading parts of last pregnancy and that it helped a lot. Like, it was just like meant for people with anxiety who are pregnant, I think. The byline is wisdom and reassurance from a doctor, a midwife, and a mom. So it's written by like 3 different people essentially, and it's their different perspectives and like things that you might worry about kind of a lot, and their reassurance about them. I remember liking that one a lot during my last pregnancy, so it might be the first one I pick up. The next one is the Mommy Doc's Ultimate Guide to Pregnancy and Birth. So it's written by doctors who are also moms. This is kind of the same one as the one before it. Like, I remember being really comforted by that one, so those are 2 that I'm really looking forward to start again. The other book that I don't have, but I do definitely want, is Ina May Gaskin's Guide to Childbirth. I don't have it in my arsenal of books. I didn't buy it last time, but I am gonna buy it probably tomorrow on Amazon and prime it on over because I definitely want to read that one as well. The other thing is that I am looking to maybe switch my prenatal, and I've been doing some research on that. Right now I'm taking this Nature Made Prenatal Multi with DHA added, and I've been doing some research on this website. It's called Labdoor, and it's basically lets you check out all the different like vitamins and if they're true to their label, and like they do their own independent laboratory testing on all of these different brands and where they come from. It's a really great service, and they have an entire thing on prenatals, like an entire guide, and I will link it below in the video description. If you are pregnant or hoping to become pregnant, definitely it's worth looking at, because you never know if the prenatal you're taking is what it says on the label. The integrity of the ingredients and all of that are really important, I think, for people to keep in mind when they're pregnant. And like I said, I'm doing some research right now. Mine's not the best and it's not the worst, but I would maybe like to move up the chain a little bit in the level of quality of my prenatals. So I am doing research this week on switching those. So one thing I am also doing this week is implementing a stretch mark regimen, because I have already lost and gained weight so much in my life that I have stretch marks already. and I really don't want them to get worse over my pregnancy, and I can already tell that my stomach is starting to bloat and stretch, and I really want to prevent that. So right now I'm just using the cocoa butter, like the Palmer's. The first one is the massage cream for stretch marks, and then the second is the actual tummy butter for stretch marks. And I've heard that using them in conjunction can help. The reality of stretch marks is if you are genetically prone to them, you're gonna get them. You know, it is what it is. The cream can't hurt, and I'm sure it'll do amazing stuff for my skin. And if I can just hold it off a little bit, I'll be happy. So that's pretty much what I'm doing this week. We're also been taking our bump day pictures every week. I'm not going to show you a bump because, like I said, I don't have one. I said that last week, but we do take them every week on our cameras for posterity. So maybe at the end of my pregnancy, we'll do like a combination picture of each one so you can see me get bigger and bigger. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week for my next bump date. Please let me know down below, am I missing any essential baby books that you think I should read? I know I listed a bunch of them, and I already have a lot of reading material, but I love to read, and the more information the better. So if you think I'm missing one that you really loved or appreciated, please let me know. If you also have recommendations for a prenatal vitamin that you really loved, let me know that as well. And please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I will catch you next week for my 6-week bump date. I will be filming it after my doctor's appointment, so I should have a bunch of new information and fun updates to let you guys in on. I love your faces. I'll see you then. Bye!